Welcome to our 100th episode of Midco Sports Magazine.
As Midco SN grew, they decided to add original programming because you don't have live sporting events all the time.
I remember you saying it would be cool if we could do something that we could dedicate more time to do stories right. Because when a lot of us worked in local news, we never had the time to do the long stories and do creative storytelling.
Join us for Midco Sports Magazine. Stories about the people in North and South Dakota and their passion for sports and their lives.
One of the shows that they added was Midco Sports Magazine, which is a human interest, original program.
I just love learning about the game, and I love being a competitor, and I just love practicing.
Sports was the excuse to tell a great story, right? Like, sports doesn't need to live in a bubble. And so we were just looking for interesting characters around the Dakotas that people, like, we knew them and people that we talked to knew them, but they just never had their story told before.
I could have portrayed myself as the victim, but I chose not to. I chose to portray myself as a fighter and a survivor and a warrior and a strong, deaf woman of steel.
And so we thought, well, heck with it. Let's do this cinematography. Like, let's do this, make it look like films. Let's have poetry in it. Let's make it something you've never seen before and make these stories 9 or 10 minutes long or whatever they feel like they need to be.
You know, we're able to take a little bit of extra time, peel back some of the layers on athletes and coaches and fans.
Just happened to look down by my front tire and just kind of something caught my eye, and I was like, well, what's that? It's this horseshoe, and it's not bent. There's still nails in it.
So he said, here's my sign. He said, Evie left me this horseshoe.
Finding that horseshoe was a godsend.
Then to just get to the core of why they do what they do and why they're so extraordinary. There's so many of those people in the Dakotas here, and that's what makes the series so special, is telling those stories.
It just feels awesome. She did it, and I'm just so proud of her, and I'm so proud of all the time and effort and energy and work and perseverance.
You can do anything that you set your mind to.
When it comes down to it, seeing a story shared and talked about and reshared and re-talked about. When I run into somebody at the grocery store where they know that I work on Midco Sports Magazine and they say, I saw this story on this person and I can't believe that they overcame this.
There we go!
Being able to share people's stories is really the award in itself.
And we do joke a lot about how we've run out of ways to say overcoming obstacles, but it's a lot about that, and it's a lot about inspiration, seeing someone and saying that I could do that, or I would love to do that, or I can't believe that they do that. Anyway, to everyone who's let us in over the years to tell their story, thank you.